Be so scared to piss somebody off or so scared to say how I truly feel about something because I didn't want people to talk about me behind my back. They're gonna talk about you regardless. People who gossip have a demonic spirit of gossip. Pray to God and ask, hey, can you remove anything out of my life or anyone out of my life? The next day, my girlfriend breaks up with me. You only feel value from others when you see value in yourself. So today we're gonna learn about how to not care about other people's opinions. Because I'm starting to notice that a lot of people, especially in today's day and age, they don't ever pursue what they need to pursue because they're so worried about what other people have to say. And I think this is the main thing that holds a lot of people back. And I'm gonna break it down scientifically why you should not care about what other people have to say about you, right? So the thing is, when the reason you're scared of what people have to say about you is not really because you're scared about what they have to say. You're scared of losing narrative control, right? So the thing is, when people talk behind your back, when people talk behind your back, you cannot control the narrative they say about you. And that is what you fear. And the reason you fear that is because they could say something about you that's not true and that spreads around and you had no chance to really defend yourself. So what you have to understand is you're not scared of them or you're not scared of what they have to say. You're scared of not being able to defend yourself. So the first thing is narrative control, right? And this is the main thing that I always used to fear. Like, I always thought I was scared of what they had to say. I'd be so scared to piss somebody off or so scared to say how I truly feel about something because I didn't want people to talk about me behind my back. And I always wonder why, but then I realized, oh, it's a thing I don't have control anymore. And as a human, you naturally want to be able to control things. So when you lose control about something that happens and it has to do with you, you then fear that. And let me explain something about this, right? And why you shouldn't worry about it. When people talk behind your back or people who have the traits of gossip, they're gonna gossip about you regardless of what you do. You cannot control what people say about you. They're gonna talk about you regardless. People who gossip have a demonic spirit of gossip. They're gonna gossip about you. Even if you have a genuine conversation, you say everything nice to them, you suck up to them or whatever you do to them, they're gonna still talk about you because they have the spirit of gossip. People who gossip are going to gossip about you regardless. There's nothing you can do. And because of that, you should not worry about it at all. You should not worry. You can't, because you can't control it. You can't worry about the uncontrollables because people are going to talk whether you die, whether you live, whether you succeed, whether you're poor. They're going to talk about you regardless. So stop worrying about what people have to say, right? So the first thing is narrative control. The other thing is a lot of people are just perpetual people pleasers. You don't like yourself, right? You don't find value in yourself, so you seek that value from other people. And that is why you're a people pleaser. People pleasers never always get walked over. You would think that people who try to please everybody else would usually find success in their own life, but it actually happens the exact opposite. The more you try to please people at your own detriment, the worse your life will be. Because people don't see it as an act of courtesy. They see it as an act of, I can now take advantage of this person because I see that he will do whatever I say. He will always agree. So I'm just going to walk all over him. This happens in relationships. This happens in friendships. This happens with some kids and their parents. This happens with some kids in with their aunts at their job. It happens all the time. When people see you're willing to take whatever, they will take it to the furthest extent. So that is the second point. You have to get rid of the people pleasing thing that you love. People pleasing is going to kill everything inside you and it drains the mess out of you. Every time. I guarantee you, a lot of you guys don't even like doing certain things, but you do them to please other people. You don't want to drink. You don't want to smoke, but your friends do it and you want to please your friends. So you go ahead and smoke and drink because your friends are doing it. Or you decided to go on a detox, or you said, I'm going to drop this one habit. And then you got around your friends and you didn't want to tell them no and make them think you're weird or make them think you're trying to be different. So you just submitted to their will and did the thing that you told yourself you were going to stop. I'm telling you, it's carrying in every single part of your life. Worrying about what other people think about you, bro. I've gotten to the point where I don't care. Let me explain something. The first thing you need to do is get right with God. And everybody that needs to be in your life and everybody that needs to be out of your life is going to get out, and everybody that needs to be there is going to be there as long as you are right with God. So if you are right with God and somebody exits your life, you should be fine. If you are right with God and someone enters your life, you should be fine. As long as you are right with God, everybody that's supposed to be in your life will be there. And everybody is going to exit will exit. Okay? So there's no point in caring about people pleasing, worrying about what people think about you, submitting to people's will. Whatever the case may be, I'll tell you a story, bro. When I was with my ex, right? I was with my ex and we went out with a bunch of friends. And this is when I was really trying to make a self-improvement change and trying to become a lot better with myself, right? And I told myself I'm not going to drink. We go to this club or whatever shindig this shit was, and we go there and it's a whole bunch of people, and I don't really like these people that she was hanging out with, right? They're not my cup of tea. They're people who do like really hard drugs, they do like coke and a whole bunch of other bullshit. And I'm sitting around, and at this time they're drinking, doing whatever drugs they're doing, and I'm like, nah, I'm cool, I don't want to do that. I'm cool, I don't want to do that. And at the time I had just been trying to stop smoking weed, and he was like, bro, why are you not doing it with us? You don't like us? And I'm like, no, I just don't want to do it. Now, I'm a different type of person. I stopped giving a fuck. And the crazy thing is, after that time I hung out with them, I went and prayed to God and asked, hey, can you remove anything out of my life or anyone out of my life that does not need to be there? The next day, my girlfriend breaks up with me. And that just goes to show you how even somebody so close to you could be holding you back. She broke up with me the next day. I did not see it coming. Was I hurt? Yes. But was it for the better? Yes. My life went straight up after she left. Straight up. So it is what needed to happen. And my relationship with the Lord Almighty got better. So if my relationship with the Lord Almighty gets better from someone exiting my life, then it was meant to be. And here's another thing, right? Because a lot of people are people pleasers because they lack something called social skills, or you have social anxiety when you're around people, right? Let me explain how to get better socially and have better social skills. And let me explain, I'm not a person who goes to a lot of social events, but I am very good socially. I don't like to have conversations, but I am very good at conversations. And the reason why is not because I'm very skilled or I practice, it's because of the habits I have in my private life. The habits you have in your private life are going to show publicly, whether you like it or not, whether they know what you're doing or not. It's going to show in your mannerisms and your everyday traits and all of your characteristics. If you, in your private life, watch a bunch of porn, right? You are falling constantly into your lust, right? And your subconscious mind is telling you every day, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do this, but you still proceed to do it. What's going to happen is when you get outside, you're going to have more anxiety. You're going to have more social problems. You're going to have more issues with yourself because you told yourself that you weren't going to do something, but you still did it. So what does that mean? That means you're telling yourself, if I don't listen to me, why would somebody else listen to me? I'm not confident in what I have to say, so why would someone else be confident in what I have to say? Your subconscious mind takes notes of every single thing you do with yourself when you are not away from anybody, and it takes those notes and it will show to everybody else when you are around everyone. If you don't listen to you, you're not going to expect subconsciously for anyone else to listen to you, which is going to make you have social anxiety. It's going to take away your confidence. It's going to take away how you feel, make you feel good about yourself. So you have to understand Anything you're doing in your private life that you know is wrong, when the doors are closed, what you're doing there is going to show in your mannerisms outside. If you are smoking weed, they're going to see that. If you're a drinker, they're going to see that. If you're doing whatever the case may be, and you know you're not supposed to be doing it, but you're doing it anyway, it's going to show in social events. And that is why you have social anxiety. It is not because you are not some skilled master orator. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with simple things, and that means you need to subtract whatever bad habits you have in your life. Once you subtract the bad habits out of your life, you subtract drinking, weed, porn, whatever the case may be, over a period of days, you are going to have more confidence outside because you love yourself. You only feel value from others when you see value in yourself. You only seek value from others when you don't seek it within yourself first. You have to go seek that value within yourself. And how you seek that value within yourself is by taking care of yourself. You have to keep yourself a priority in order for others to see you as a priority. The way you take care of yourself is the way other people are going to take care of you and treat you as well. Okay? So that's how you get better social skills, right? Now, last thing is the scientific breakdown of this, right? Scientifically, this is why you have any type of nervousness. This is why when you talk to someone, you may be self-conscious. This is where all of it comes from. It's something in your brain, a part of your brain called the amygdala. Now, the amygdala is going to tell you anytime you're having a conversation with someone, or you're speaking to a pretty girl, or you're speaking to you're at a job, you're at an interview, or you're just in a social event and you may be a little nervous, your amygdala is going to send protection messages to you. And those protection messages are going to be one that make you nervous. So it's not truly you, it's just this part of the brain reacting. Okay? And this is how it happens all the time. And you may not realize it. You're not truly a nervous person. Your amygdala is just overreacting because it sees that you give in to this part of the brain every time you have a conversation. So anytime you have social anxiety, if you truly start looking away and get nervous, your amygdala is saying, oh, every time I send him messages, he reacts. So it's going to keep sending you messages. Now, the way you get rid of, you can't get rid of the amygdala, right? But the way you calm this part of your brain down is you don't react. You can't control it, but you don't react, and you recognize it for what it is. Now, what does that mean? That means whenever I'm having a conversation with someone, right? Let's say I'm talking to a pretty girl, or I'm in an interview, or whatever the case may be, and I may be a little bit nervous. As I'm talking, I recognize, oh, I'm like a little jittery. Oh, that's my amygdala. This is normal. And once you say, that's my amygdala, this is normal, you're going to calm down, because the amygdala recognizes, okay, it just recognizes when I'm here. Your body recognizes this is just a normal thing that happens. And the more you do this, the more consistent you get with doing this over time, the more this part of the brain doesn't react when you're in hyper or nervous situations. You may actually be a little bit nervous, but you're not going to show it in your mannerisms. Okay, so you have to understand that this is all that's happening. Anytime you're nervous, anytime you're scared, or you're worried or something, or you're worried about when you're talking to a woman, or you're scared about when you're having a conversation with a interview, or any time you're in a nervous situation, or you just have really, really bad social anxiety, you have to understand that this part of your brain is just really, really prominent in your life. Meaning, and the people that are not nervous, they just don't react to this part of the brain. Okay? And they just understand, they don't even know that they're doing it, but this part of the brain is just not too loud. And people with social anxiety have this part of the brain very loud. Okay? So just understand that you have to just recognize it, say, okay, this is normal, and this part of the brain is going to calm down over time. All right. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys learned something. But that is truly how this is how you stop caring about other people's opinions. This is how you get better with your social skills. And once you do that, you'll start to see true freedom in your life. The only person you should care about, most importantly, is Jesus Christ. And I will always say that at the end of my videos. The only person who you should care about being right with is Jesus Christ and nobody else. All right. Peace. Follow me on Instagram, official spider, OFFICA. LSPIDA. Thank you.